I am concerned about what has been said about this bill and what it's going to do, the extreme comments that have been made about it, and how I believe that it is scaring people out there in the country unnecessarily. The words I've heard, particularly today, are cut, rip, gut, kill, cruel, stealing food, losing coverage, jammed through, biggest transfer of wealth from vulnerable to wealthy people, irresponsible. That's not the way we ought to be talking about this bill.
A few mere hours after the United States Senate has passed this bill without any final text on what we're actually going to be voting on, we're here considering this bill. It's laughable and, in my view, deeply disrespectful to the way in which the House of Representatives is supposed to function.
Mr. Neguse.
Of course, I'm happy to yield.
Would you yield for a question?
Sure.
Are you aware that the Democrats did this when the Senate passed a 4,000-page bill and sent it over to the House, and the Rules Committee met very soon after that?
When was this?
Perhaps. I think, I'm not sure if it was the IRA. I will get you the specific date, but I don't know if you were appalled at the way the House operated then. But I figured you probably weren't aware that the precedent was set very badly by the Democrats. So thank you for yielding.
Madam Chair, I'm going to yield to the ranking member in a moment. First, I would hope that you might ask the team, your team, to provide us with that example so that we can have a more fulsome colloquy instead of you sort of citing a random example that I'm not aware of. But I also would just say, if I guess that Madam Chair is making the case that
I now have the facts. Consolidated Appropriations Bill in 2023.
So an appropriations bill that was bipartisan that the vast majority of the United States Congress voted on, that's the example you're offering compared to a reconciliation bill that is purely partisan that not a single Democratic member of the United States Senate or the House of Representatives is voting on? That's the corollary to this particular bill? As Ranking Member Boyle, I think, eloquently put it in questioning, or rather in his answers to Representative Scanlon, the precedents that Republicans are setting in this Congress will certainly be leveraged down the road when political winds shift. And we have seen that on full display over the last month and a half.
Yeah, see, they say they're pro-life because they want the baby to be born, go to school, and get shot in the school. Die in the school, die on the streets. No, that is what they say.
I'm not going to say anything. You've gone over the cliff.
I move to strike his words.
Over the cliff. You've gone over. We were going to be quiet, but you've gone over now.
I meant every word.
We are going to strike your words. But on the other hand, it might be good to leave your words. Might be good to leave your words. Because that's how you feel. But you are not going to come into this room and impugn our integrity. You will not. We are pro-life people from conception to natural death. Most of us are. And don't you come in here and say, we want to preserve life so people can get shot.
That's what I've seen.
Are you through, Ms. Ledger-Fernandez? I hope so.
Well, Madam Chair, I want to thank all of our witnesses for coming in and laying out the distinct perspectives and approaches between how we believe this bill will affect Americans, their ability to get health insurance, which is essential for their ability to both live a healthy life and to continue to live. And with that, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, I did make a motion that has not been acted on. If you would like for me to withdraw that motion, I will withdraw it.
Mr. Scott, I think it's better to leave those words in the.
That's fine. Let's let them know how they feel.
Than
Did
to
not make a
take
proper
them out.
motion, just for the record.
You're withdrawing your motion. Thank you. Thank you. The panel is dismissed. Thank you very much.
You guys even have.
By the way, I might remind my Democrat colleagues of Proverbs 13:5. Democratic colleagues of Proverbs 13:5, and you can add 14:5 to that too.
I don't really understand what it is that y'all plan to go back and tell your constituents. I'm glad that some of y'all decided to show up, but the reality is that you have sold your constituents out for 83 people in this country. And each of our districts should have approximately 766,000 people. How is it that you can explain that we still are running up the credit card and we have nothing to show for it except for the fact that we won't have food on the tables and we won't have health care? And with that, I will yield.
Thank you.
Republicans can't stand being confronted with the reality of what they've done. They're already gearing up to pin the fallout on their big, beautiful bill on Joe Biden like it's some kind of inevitability that he created. Stephen Miller is out there on Fox News bragging about how these destructive policies are needed to erase Biden's agenda. People are going to die because of this bill. And only 2 Republicans in the House and 3 in the Senate voted against it. And many of these holdouts voted no because they thought the cuts should be even more severe. These people have blood on their hands and they know it. If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at Tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here, so thank you in advance for joining.